Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I am married to a woman from the Philippines since 2015, and I like to make videos that might help people with some things that if they meet a woman from the Philippines or anywhere else, can help them in their relationship. And so I read articles, parts of it from time to time. I'm going to do that today again. This is going to be about how to make people feel at ease with you when you first meet them. That's very important. With somebody that you're meeting somebody overseas for the first time, and they're a different culture, great distance away, maybe an age gap, and can you make them feel comfortable? You don't want to manipulate anybody. I would not stand for that. But this is from Tina Fey, globalediting.com. Please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea and leave a comment here, if you will. Things that, behaviors that make people feel comfortable with you. Hopefully there is no disagreement about this. For example, mastering the art of active listening is what they are going to start off here, and talk about how good it is when somebody feels that you are genuinely listening to them. They say listening, isn't just about staying quiet while the other person talks. It's about engaging, understanding, and showing empathy. It's about making the other person feel heard and valued. Now, if they could only make pop-ups stay off of the computer. When you meet someone for the first time, active listening can really set the tone of your interaction. It shows them that you're interested in what they have to say, you value their opinions, that you're willing to give them your undivided attention. So sometimes you may meet someone and find out that they aren't seemingly paying attention to you. I've heard of people say that. They all the way out to the Philippines to talk to somebody, meet them for the first time, and they aren't paying attention. They're talking to somebody else, maybe the taxi driver, maybe a girlfriend if she's there with her. Maybe she's with her family, and it kind of seems like she's avoiding you, and you have to repeat yourself, hey, what about this? Oh boy, that's a big turnoff. And you certainly don't want to have this happen online. When you meet somebody, you can have good active listening online. I talk to my wife for almost 4 hours a day, split between before work and after work. And it's very important that we be paying attention to each other and making the most of the time. That's a great way to find out if that person on the other end of the screen is interested in you. Another thing they list here is offering genuine compliments. A compliment can go a long way in breaking the ice, but it has to be genuine. People can usually tell when you're being insincere. Genuine compliments. Now, a lot of times you'll tell a Filipina, you're so beautiful. Well, that may be genuine, but she's also heard it 1,000 times, maybe more. So you might want to say something genuine, but be, a little more specific. Maybe comment on her eyes or her hair or her lips or something. Maybe her what she's wearing, and but whatever, or just smile. But be genuine. Don't say things she's heard before. That's just kind of stalling. So if you're going to make a compliment, make sure it's genuine and hopefully something she hasn't heard 1,000 times. Number 3, a way to help somebody feel comfortable with you on the first meeting is using open body language. Now that they mean difference between a closed-off posture with arms crossed and a stiff stance versus a relaxed posture with open arms and a friendly smile. They say research shows that the latter, friendly smile, open arms, is more likely to make people feel comfortable and at ease. And online, be paying attention, and don't be leaning back on your chair and being too casual. But just, be comfortable and smile, and don't give them the impression that you're afraid or you're embarrassed or anything like that. Moving on to number 4, showing empathy and understanding when you meet someone for the first time. Empathy, that's the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's a quality that can make people feel seen, heard, and understood. Imagine you're meeting someone for the first time, they're sharing a challenging personal situation with you. Instead of giving unsolicited advice, which nobody likes, or trying to fix things, you simply say, "That sounds really tough. I'm here for you." Can you do that? That's that's pretty simple. So if you meet somebody online or you go over there and something comes up, resist making them annoyed or uncomfortable by offering unsolicited advice or trying to fix it. Just kind of show some empathy with them, and they will remember that. Oh, they'll remember you trying to fix it for them, but it won't be a good memory. A fifth thing they mention here is being yourself. Seems kind of self-explanatory. Not always. They say that they believe that authenticity is a key when it comes to making people feel at ease, be authentic. And they say when they meet someone for the first time, they make it a point to be themselves. That includes warts and all. Why? Because people can usually sense when you're putting on a front. Nothing makes people more uncomfortable than feeling like they're interacting with a facade. They continue, I found that when I'm genuine, open about my flaws, this is from Tina Fey, and unapologetically myself, people respond positively. They feel more comfortable being themselves too, which paves the way for a deeper connection. And I can understand that. I mean, sometimes we think about conforming, and then it's like all the songs today, they sound the same. And you meet someone for the first time, that's your chance. Like they say, you only have one time for a first impression. And so I think this is important. Be yourself. Don't try to act like, who you think they want you to be. Don't just say the things you think they want you to say, like on a job interview. And frankly, even then, I would try to be yourself. Be careful with your answers, but don't try to be who you think they're looking for. I think you're going to be better accepted, even online with somebody, just being yourself. Now, I'm not saying if you have a problem with your language to be, using profanity or something like that, but just don't try to be perfect, I guess, would be one way to put it, because nobody is. And then 6, being comfortable with silence. In a conversation, silence often gets a bad rap. Many of us rush to fill it in with words, fearing that it might be perceived as awkward or uncomfortable. And let's get rid of this. Here's a different take on it. Silence can actually be a powerful tool in making people feel at ease. It gives people space to think, to process, and to speak when they're ready. It shows respect for their thoughts and their pace. And so you meet with somebody online, you're probably going to be uncomfortable. They might be uncomfortable, although the Filipinas I talked to back in 2015 were probably a lot more comfortable than I was. And so if something comes up, they ask you a question, it's okay not to just rattle off some answer that isn't genuine. Just stop and, hey, can you give me a chance to think about it? I wasn't prepared for that one. Let me see. Or if they're quiet, who knows what's going on? They could just be thinking about something. That doesn't mean they're bored, that they're uninterested, that they're staring at their phone. But sometimes you just have to be comfortable with silence. It's not the end of the world, and frankly, probably doesn't last as long as you think it does. Number 7 is expressing gratitude. Yes, that can leave a lasting impression on people. Thanking them for the time they mentioned here, a shared insight, something they did for you. Acknowledge your kindness can make them feel valued and appreciated. Like we've been looking for some people to inspect our roof, and when they come over, I try to be polite, shake their hand, and tell them I appreciate their opinions and so on, which is kind of like number 8, being respectful and kind. You meet with somebody online or for the first time, be respectful and kind. Again, you only have one time to make that first impression, and you want them to say, wow, I really liked this person, and I want to see them again. And that should be your goal if you're looking for love beyond the sea.